Okay, I'm coming to you live from my bunker here in the Philippines because the weather's kind of makes it not possible for me to do my meeting in my outdoor office like I normally do. So, I'd like to welcome all of you to another one of our paid co-founder trainings we do on Mondays and Thursdays. Today is Thursday, October 2nd at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We open up these calls at 9:15, so that's when you should come because the call fills up literally within a minute or two at 9:15. So we have limited seats, only 300 seats. So we've got close to 1,000 of you that are qualified to be here, but only 300 seats available. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring up Gregory Jones. Are you still by the? Are you still
I'm here.
okay? You're there. There you are. Last I heard, you had your head poked inside a refrigerator, but
You know
it's
me. I'm always cooking
dinner
and eating late.
dinner time for you. All right. So, um, let me make something very clear to you that uh this is for everyone, not just Gregory, but yesterday was an act of mercy. Okay, so this is stage two of mercy. Okay, stage one of mercy was providing paid training. Okay, that's been a great attention getter. So where am I getting the buzz from? If you're unmuted, please mute so I'm not disrupted. And if you're a co-host, can you find people that are making noise and mute them for me? Okay. All right. So stage two of mercy is shake everybody awake. And I think we successfully did that yesterday with our purge. Mohammed, please keep your phone muted. Okay. You keep coming back on and I'm hearing background noise. Okay. All right, so I do see your hand up, Lawless, but I'm not ready. I'm not even close to taking interactions right now. I just want to do a little monologue first, okay? But you're first in line. All right, we've opened up the chat for everybody to put in their wallet address to get the paid training. Okay, so why two acts of mercy? Why is that important? Okay, as much as I say that we're going to transition from old coins to new coins, so many people don't really register that they need to be paying attention, that they're going to be involved. Okay, it ain't going to just be like you do nothing and then it just happens for you. Okay, the transition from old coin to new coin will require your participation. Okay. So, a great many of you have been inactive in pool funding. And so we included that in the purge. So if you were not verified, so we don't know who you are, we haven't come in and met with us so we could take a picture of you and start to identify who you are and all that. If you haven't done that, that was the main reason why we suspended, thousands of accounts yesterday. Thousands of accounts were suspended yesterday. And there was probably a few that were probably, you know, somehow just, maybe a little bug or something like that. It was a little too aggressive of a suspension. Some people got caught by that, and there was nothing wrong with their account. They were active and everything. So that's just something that was pretty easy to sort out. Same thing, just contact an executive and they would get back to you. But by purging everybody, this is an act of mercy. Okay. I'm here to tell everyone now. We've only got like maybe 2 weeks. Okay. And then we're going to do the transition. When we do the transition, it's going to be boom, it's going to get done. It's not going to be something that's going to linger for months on end. Okay. It's going to be something that we're all prepared for. It'll be a simple little click, 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 and you're done, you know? But if you're not active, um, then you're not going to come into the new coin. Okay. We don't want you. Okay. We figure people that are, just sitting on coins in their holding tank and they're just waiting for those coins to be distributed. The last thing we're going to do is give you the new coin. That's the last thing we're going to do. That ain't going to happen. Okay. We're looking for people that we can trust. Okay. So there's, quite a few things in formation to prepare for this transition from the old coin to the new coin. But we've certainly learned our lesson about from the old coin that we really got to make sure that we have a clear understanding with people, before we, let them have access to a bunch of coin because they can turn right around. It's in their wallet. They can turn around and sell it prematurely. And really, the one that they hurt themselves is the one they hurt the most is themselves. And I just want to demonstrate that, with we've got one of our shining stars here, Gregory Jones. Hey, Gregory.
I'll let you everyone see the slightly older version of myself.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You both look the same to me. So, all right, let's go take a look at the. I'm going to let's share your screen and let me take a look at your wallet real quick here. So you gave me permission earlier to share. I want to specifically hone in on PFB. Okay. This Gregory's wallet here. This is PFB. Let's see if we can get that ad out of the way. So let's see. We got PFB. You got 0.3052 and some numbers. So we'll say 0.3053. So 3053. So Gregory, when you open up your wallet, does it tell you an amount? Like when I look at my wallet, it it shows a value for the tokens here. Like I've got in my example here, the 0.16 PFP that I have here in this wallet, it's worth 865. Do you have that handy?
Yeah, the
What is that
PFB
PFB?
shows shows a value of 1,614.
Okay, 1,614. So remember that, everyone. 1,614. Yeah, that is a decent amount of money for sure. Okay, but that's the old coin value. What he sees in his wallet is the old coin value. The new coin value, the PFP is going to be $1 million per coin on day one. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So let's do the math. He's sitting on that much. So we'll do $1 million per coin times 0.3052.
That's 305,000.
You're right. So it's over $305,000, guys. Now it would be a shame that we didn't shake people before we did the transition and they all missed out. Okay. Imagine how many people would fall in that category of missing out if we didn't wake them up 2 weeks early. Okay. Think about that for a minute. Imagine if we just did the transition and like, well, if you're paying attention, you're coming with us. If you're not, we're leaving you behind because it ain't going to be one of those things that it just kind of like flow into. It's going to be an event. Boom, we've transitioned. Okay. We're transitioning from the old coin to the new coin. You got to do your part. And if you don't do your part, then you're left behind. That kind of a thing. So would you guys agree? An act of mercy? Because what could you imagine how bad you'd feel if you're sitting on $1,600 that could have been $305,000 if you were awake. Now Gregory's awake, but I'm just using that number in his wallet as a real life example of one of our members that any one of you should be looking at your wallet much differently now. Don't look at what the value is, what your wallet is saying right now. That's the old coin. When you get into the new coin, it's all based on either the half million, million, 2 million, or 4 million values of the new coin values, because that's what they will be on day number one when we open that up. Now the transition will actually take a full year, okay? And we are expecting you to be disciplined enough to realize that there'll be a benefit for you to continue for the full year, okay? Stick with the program for a full year, and you know and then you'll be able to enjoy the reward of that discipline, okay? So it will be a 1 year process. There's more to it than that. I'm going to get into it on other days. But just realize the new coins are not going to show up in your wallet where you can just go ahead and go straight to the market if you want to. You're not going to be able to do that. That won't even be allowed. It would be impossible. This is in order to protect the value. Okay. And I'm going to talk about why that's important today. It's going to be my main topic today. So, Gregory, do you think it was a good idea to wake people up early, give them at least a couple of weeks, shake up, wake up? You were a little shaken when
Absolutely.
your account was suspended, and that was, I think,
Yeah.
based on a bug. You're fine, I think, but like I said, it was a little too aggressive, and I think the bug got you, but it shook you up, didn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You
And
feel
I'm like, okay, well, wait a second here. Is it something I did wrong or is
Yeah.
it just a bug?
Yeah. In your case, I think it was a bug, but for most of the people, it's not. Most of the people, they are not verified or they're not active or both. Okay. Now, how do we know if you're active or not? Well, you have to be active in at least one of our three pools that are open. We have the $1, $10, and $100 pools that are open. And as long as you're making a daily payment in those pools, you're active. Well, when do you go inactive? After 28 hours. So, we've seen people do payments in the 110 and 100, pretty consistently. And then things change and then they drop down to just making payments in the $1 pool. That's fine. You're still active. As long as you're active in one of the pools. Some people choose to be active in the $10 pool instead of the one or the 100, just choosing one. But we've seen that, and that's fine. I don't really recommend that. I recommend taking advantage and grab that $3,000 a month giveaway as long as you can. Go get that. And so you have to, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back into my YouTube channel and look into the $3,000 a month giveaway. That's available to all of you. We've been doing, that's been ongoing. Even though lately we've been talking mostly about PML, the $777 giveaway and the $3,000 a month giveaway are still ongoing, even if we don't talk about it all the time. But yes, the purge, or it was the what was the other word I used for it? I got so used to using the word purge. But basically, um suspension, okay? That's the right word. So if your account was suspended, then you had instructions to contact a member of the executive team, and you had their contact information there, and that's all you got to do. Make an appointment with one of them and sort that out. And it's a case by case. And in some cases, you just need a promise to stay active, at least in one of the pools, like the $1 pool, and then they'll turn it on for you again, and then you'll make payments again, and then just got to stay active at that point. In other situations, some of you have been naughty, and then we need to kind of really make sure that you are really going to fully commit to the idea of you know not selling. When we say not to sell, that you're going to adhere to that. So we have given some people some what I call second last chances, you know. So there's a reason why we don't sell. Okay. I'm going to be covering that today. It's going to be my main topic today. Okay. There's a reason why we don't sell. So it's very important that people, really get a grip, because we're not joking around when day number one we start a coin and it's $500,000. We're not joking. Day number one, a coin start out with the value of $1 million. not joking. $2 million, not joking. $4 million, not joking. That's 4 coins. Half million, million, 2 million, 4 million. This is no joke. Okay. And we're not going to just let it be open for someone to come in there and snatch up the liquidity from it that didn't make any kind of contribution to it in the first place. Okay. Not going to happen. We're going to protect that. But we need the full cooperation. The whole point is we win together. We don't have a few of us win at the expense of everyone else. We win together. All of us get to win based on the plan that we're rolling out here. But I want you to see how ugly the charts have been because of the sellers. Okay. Let's share my screen. These poo charts don't seem to be working anymore, so I've stopped using them. So let's see here. I want to go to Ape Space. Okay. So let me just start with PFI first. Let's go to PFI. Okay. So I want you to take a look at this. All right. Oh, we have to, it's a 1 year chart. Maybe I should do by the hour. Let's go by the hour instead of by the minute. Let's condense this a little bit. Even still, maybe I should do 4 hours. All right. That's about right. Okay. Yeah. If I can squeeze it all together. So I hope you guys can see that the line's a little thin. If you're on a phone, it might be kind of hard to see. But you can see that from day one, we shot right up to about $16,000. Actually, that took about a week to do. This is a 4 hour chart. So it took about a week to jump up there to 16,000. Our current price on PFI is 1,390. Okay. Beautiful chart or ugly chart? You guys tell me.
Ugly.
Ugly.
Not so nice.
All right.
Ugly.
It's
Okay.
ugly.
Now, if you're
It's an eyesore.
if you're an investor looking at the chart, does it make you want to invest or make you want to run away?
I'd run away.
Okay.
I will run away.
All right. So guys, this is what sellers do. This is what sellers have done to our chart. Okay. Even if we've told them not to sell, they sold anyway. And then some of them really abused by having multiple accounts. And we've stopped that mostly by getting everybody's picture. Let's go to PFB. It's our next coin. Okay, let's take a look at that chart. And we'll get the 4 hour chart going here. Okay, PFB at one time was as much as, yeah, it got up there to like 320,000. I almost got to do the day chart on this one. Let's do the day chart on it because this is a 2 year chart. Okay. So there you're going to see the entire history there of PFB on a day chart. So a little bit slower go there. I think we got like up to 10,000 on the first week, and then after a couple of weeks, it got up to 62,000. Then came all the way back down to 15,000. Went up to 2.7. I mean 270,000, and then came back down to 50,000, and then shot back up to 320,000, and ever since then it's just been an ugly chart. Okay. Because the sellers have just been coming in and grabbing small change. Can you realize how much these guys are throwing away? I just at the beginning of the call, Greg had $1,600 in PFE in his wallet that when it converts to the new coin value, it's what 503,000? Is that what we figured out? What was the number we came up with, Greg?
305,000.
Oh, 305,000. Okay. And so Yeah, I mean, these people that have been selling, for months, we've been telling them, hey, look, we're going to go into a new coin, and this is what it's going to be worth. And now we're at we are at the razor's edge of making that happen. And we still have some people that are, dumb enough to sell coin and not cooperate and not really collect what I would consider almost like an inheritance. So if we take a look at the next chart, PFS are for our $100 pull, the silver coin. Okay, we got the day chart here. This one's been going for 10 months now. And it's currently right on the doorstep of 14,000 at the moment. It did get all the way up to 1.4 million. We basically started it and we pumped it. Like if we come back, if I push this like that, and if I do like the 1 hour, we did a great job on the beginning of it there, right? So at the very beginning of this thing, we had some awesome cooperation, all that. Let's even let's do the 1 minute. To the beginning.
Sorry, Ace, do you know that you're not recording?
I thought I was recording.
Is it? I didn't
Yeah, I
see it.
believe
He is
you are.
recorded. He is
Oh,
recorded.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, because
Apologies.
yeah.
Okay.
No worries.
Just making sure.
Gave me a heart attack. I was doing so good. I didn't be like, oh, no,
Sorry,
repeat
Ace.
everything.
Apologies.
All
I
right.
didn't see the little flash. Thank you.
Yeah, it's down there. So we're good. All right, so you can see that we started here and it went from basically zero up to 1.4 million to just like that. So fast, right? I mean, oh shoot. This is the 1 minute chart. Anyway, it's jumping on me, but I think you guys get my point. So if we go to the next chart, it's PFG. Okay, currently at 622,000, but guess what? Instead of getting paid $50, guys, you're going to get paid like $30 instead for paid training, because it's up to you guys to get the price over a million. I made that pretty clear last time, didn't I? There's 300 of you coming here to collect. Might as well collect the most you can by supporting what you're collecting from, right? So even if a bunch of you came in there with $1 or two, it would help move that price up to a million, believe it or not. It wouldn't take very many of you to get it there. I think with about $500 and it's back at a million. So a $500 contribution from the community will push the price right back to a million. Okay. So it's up to you guys to get it there, because that's what it's based on now. We're not gonna pay you on a low value on PFG for paid training. But again, we had this all the way up to $3.5 million. Okay, we were almost at our target of 4 million, and then the likes of Jamlick and a couple of his buddies came in and then just ripped us apart there. Okay, they had multiple accounts. This guy here, he was a nut job. Going to the genealogy, and we go to I think he's over here, and we go down below this genealogy, come over here, and we've got, I think that's it. Yeah, this guy here, view genealogy. So, according to this, he had like 1,600 people below him, but he's a total thief. Most of these accounts were just fake accounts and whatever, So he just created a bunch of fake accounts and then just started cashing in and just wiped out our coin. So we just got to protect that from this happening again. We don't want this to happen again. Okay. So I think I made it clear that investors don't like ugly charts. That's a solid point, right?
Right.
Now,
Yep.
conversely,
Yeah.
if the chart's pretty much going up and it's going up and it's going up, let's take a look at PML. Let's take a look at PML. Chart here. Okay, so this is this one's been going on for 2 months. So this is a 2-month coin. Coin's only been around for 2 months. Okay. Now, would you consider this an ugly chart or a beautiful chart?
Beautiful.
She's a
Beautiful.
beauty.
Okay.
Beautiful chart.
Beautiful.
That's
Oh, that's beautiful.
that is a
Beautiful.
that's a beautiful chart. So if you're an investor and you're going, if you want to put your money where it's gonna, have a good chance of winning, you'd be looking at this
Ooh.
going, okay, this looks like a winner. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it only 2 months to start at zero. And we are currently sitting on an all-time high right this moment at $1,266,000 per coin on a 2-month-old coin. Okay. And there are 1 billion PML coins. So our market cap, listen to this, it's 1 quadrillion. It's so big, they had to put like the little greater than sign in front of the T. Okay. It's greater than trillions. The next step is quadrillions. And we are worth, like what 1.2, 1.3 quadrillion right now. Okay, that's a lot of money, right? We could pay off everybody's debt in the entire world with that much money. Okay, it's powerful stuff. That's just our market cap. So there doesn't have the liquidity to do that, but I laugh because it's a big number. Okay. And so I want you guys to understand what you have here is a cash flow machine attached to equity. Okay. But collectively, we choose if the equity is positive or negative. Okay. And so far on our pool funding coins, the old ones, with it, it's been kind of negative, to be honest with you. Okay. So let me share my screen again. This is pool funding in a nutshell right here. We have 4 pools: a $1 pool, $10 pool, $100 pool, $1,000 pool. You can bring in referrals. You get 100% commission by selling them coins through our website that you don't have to buy in the first place. So you don't have to buy the coins that you're selling to your referrals. You get 100% and it's instantaneous. We don't hold your money. You hold your money. It's a good deal. Pool funding is an awesome deal. But they're paying you money for what? They're paying you money to have access to equity. And the best kind of equity is appreciating equity. Okay. Now, these coins, they're going down and down. It demoralizes everyone. Okay. I've seen it 1,000 times from all of you, how it impacts you emotionally. Am I right or am I right? Okay.
You are correct.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
why are we
You are right,
why are we being such
sir.
sticklers on the idea of don't sell? Don't sell. Because by not selling, we allow the coin to increase in value, which is appreciating equity. The equity is going up, not down. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's what people want. People want to put money into something that's appreciating in value, right? Pool funding
Yes.
makes sense as long as we have appreciating equity to leverage. Okay. So in principle, you could sum up pool funding cash flow like this. You get the opportunity to cash flow daily because we are leveraging appreciating equity in the market. And that's specifically in the digital money market, which is, these coins that we have. And they are real. I mean, the sellers have proven how real the coins are. Am I right? So this is not just make-believe money. This is stuff that, you can sell, you can take it and end up putting food on your table using these coins. Yes, you can. Okay. But we can't have both. What do you want? You want equity or you want cash flow? If you had to pick one, what would be your choice? Equity or cash flow? Which one matters to you more?
Equity. To me, equity.
I go for equity.
Definitely equity.
You're all wrong.
Cash flow.
Think about it.
Cash flow.
What if you had equity and nothing but equity for the next 20 years, but you got zero cash flow from it? You still want equity?
No,
No.
but you got to have both. We want money.
The question is, if you
I
could,
want both.
if you could only have one, cash flow or equity, what do you really want?
Cash flow.
Cash flow, of course.
Okay.
Cash flow.
Cash flow, please.
When you use our website, you're not selling on the market. Okay. Let me repeat that. When you use our website, okay, the pool funding website, when you use it, you're not selling the coin through the market, therefore making no impact on the price. We can sell trillions of dollars of coins through our website without changing the price of our coins at all through our website. Is that clear? But if you go outside our website into the market, you're going to have an impact on the price. Okay, if you're buying, you're making it go up. If you're selling, you're making it go down. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you can't really, if you look at this logically, you can't really get both simultaneously in the sense of like cash flow from the website and cash flow from the coin sitting in your wallet. You can't get cash flow from both. Okay. Because the minute you take cash flow from your wallet, you're stealing the equity from the other co-founders that are here that are serious. You're stealing. You're a thief. You're a liar. Okay. Because you came in with a commitment not to do that. Okay. Just because it's in your wallet, in your power, doesn't give you the right to sell it because it belongs to all of us. That's the agreement here. Okay. We're very upfront about all these agreements. So it's important as we transition from the old coin to the new coin. This information I'm giving to you today, it needs to be locked and loaded into the brains of all of you listening to me right now. All of you, not some of you. All of you. Okay? You can't have both. You can have this where you're getting cash flow every day through our website. You can get as much as you want. I mean, as many referrals as you can get. One referral potentially has the value of giving you just one, has potentially giving the value of $1,111 of cash flow daily. Just one referral. Two referrals, you got the potential of $2,222 potentially daily cash flow through our website. Your referrals, they're getting the coin. They're getting coin and they're going to hold on to the coin. They're not going to sell it for the same reason you're not going to sell it. Because if you sell it, you're a liar and a thief. You're stealing from the co-owners of pool funding, co-founders. I like calling them co-owners too, because it should feel that way. You're stealing from your partners. You're stealing from your family. Okay. So this is how it's got to be seen. And so we shook everybody up yesterday like, oh, you're inactive? Suspended. Oh, you haven't been verified yet? You've had 4 months to get verified. Suspended. That wasn't torture. That wasn't to bring harm to those people. That was mercy. We can't, we must leave you behind if you choose to remain asleep. We shook you up at the beginning of the month, and in the middle of the month, we do the transition. If you're still asleep, we're gladly leaving you behind, and you can keep your $1,600 or whatever that might be of your PFP coin. We're certainly not going to give you $305,000 worth. We're not going to do it because you chose to remain asleep after we shook you awake. It's mercy. Would you guys agree it was merciful to shake everybody like that? Wake up.
Yep.
Okay.
This.
All right. Good deal. So there's a reason why I'm doing everything the way I'm doing it is because I'm trying to protect the future of the new coin. The old coin is still going to have a place in our plan going forward. It just is going to be like the ugly stepsister kind of plan. You know what I'm saying? So we got the beautiful one and we got the ugly one. You know how it works, right? The beautiful one is treated like a princess, and the other one's treated like Cinderella. So, but yeah, that's the deal. So we want to, we want the transfer, the exchange between the old coins to the new coins to happen quickly and smoothly for those that really will cherish it for what it is and recognize that that equity is powerful to leverage against it. Okay. Why would someone click, click, click and send you $1,111 every day if they didn't have excitement about what they're leveraging against? An appreciating, equitable position in an asset. These coins are assets. Even the government recognizes that now. Okay. So that's the main thing. What are we doing in pool funding? We are creating daily cash flow by leveraging an appreciating asset in the digital money market. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's our main gig. What we're doing with PML, that's our sideline gig. You know what I'm saying? We got our main deal and our side deal. And PML is our side deal. It's our sister website. But through our side deal, we're demonstrating that even down the road, there's a chance for us to take that appreciating equity and use it later, but not by selling it, by lending or borrowing against it, using it as collateral. Yeah, that way you can get both in the end with a little bit of patience and a little bit of working around the system. Okay. It's like the loophole, if you will. Hey, you can borrow against it. You don't have to sell it. That doesn't impact the market value. We want to protect market value on our new coin. We need everybody to understand that that matters. And that if you are a selfish person and you have a hard time thinking about anybody else but yourself, and you can't see the value of protecting the coin for yourself, well, you're not only selfish, you're stupid. Okay? So I can understand selfish, believe it or not. I have a hard time understanding stupid. Okay? I do. Stupid deserves a punch in the nose. Selfish, I'll try to sit down and explain to them a thing or two. But stupid, I just want to punch it right in the nose. Right? Boom. Stop it. You're stupid. Like when I think about Jamlink, honestly, that's what comes to mind. All right. Now, so I hope we're very clear that anybody who is serious is going to get active. They're going to get verified. You got 2 weeks to get it done. Or hasta la vista, baby. We don't owe you nothing. We're going to wash all that you had in your account. They're going to be washed away like it never happened. Okay? You got no treasure here unless you come along for the whole ride. Got it? Is that pretty clear? Is
Crystal.
that bad
so
of me
clear.
to is it bad of me to do that? You know,
He's done.
Here. So
you're either with us or you're not. Okay. We're trying to make you rich fast. And we don't want to be monkeying around with this with people who are mentally ill, like Jamlik. Okay? We don't want to be dealing with that. We need people who are right in the head enough that they can recognize what we have as a powerful
Sarah,
opportunity.
when I used to work for her when Q was younger, he'd be outside my bedroom window.
All right. So we got a big reason to do this the right way. Okay. We have a solid deal. This is really way more solid than some of you may give it credit. Okay. We are almost there. And I promise you, the people that we leave behind, they're going to have the same regret that the early Bitcoin adopters that sold out early or they lost their Bitcoin, because they forgot where they put it or whatever, and then they lost the coin. Imagine the regret they experience. There's going to be people having that same kind of regret that they were here early enough to get a big chunk of the coin and they could have transitioned with us and failed to do so. And they got left behind. And we did everything we can to wake them up early. And they, for some reason, were just not available to be woken up early. And we're not willing to even peek, open an eye and take a look at what we're doing and see that this is huge, big time. So now we're counting down. Okay. Count down because we've only got a couple of more weeks. So if you're looking at your genealogy on the Pool Funding website, if you see white pictures, it's just like white spaces instead of a picture, they're not verified. So maybe you should be reaching out and say, hey, you probably got money on the table and we're just going to leave you behind if you don't wake up. We'd like you to wake up. Trust me, the more people will wake up and that choose to cooperate, the better for all of us. Because any of these stragglers that we leave behind, they can still be kind of a pain for us later, a little bit. They'll give us some disturbances, but at the same token, they're not going to knock us off course, right? We are on course. We're going to get to our destination, but doesn't mean they won't be a little bit of a like a little bit of a nag. They're going to nag at us, and that's annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we just have to remind them that they didn't do their part. But all of you in the team environment should do your part. Reach out to everyone, get to know your team. Some of you got some big teams. You should be, organizing. Marshal that team, marshal the leaders within your team. Get them going. I met with some big leaders today that I was surprised they didn't have contact information of their upline. And these are big leaders, that I talked to today. And I was really surprised they didn't have that information. In fact, the information is there. You just got to know where to look. The contact information. If you say, I don't know how to get a hold of these people, what do you mean? Don't you know how to use genealogy? It's right here. Okay, so go back to the account page, explore genealogy. All right, so let's say I'll just drill down over here. Let's take, for example, who do I want to use as an example? Let's use Lisa. Let's use this team here. View genealogy. Okay, so now I've drilled down. Okay, so I'm now looking at this team here. Like if I wanted to know this person here, I can go to their profile and boom, I got their information. Okay. Same thing's true with your upline. Like if I was this person here and I wanted to see my upline, I could click on the arrow right there and they can, if they wanted to, find out about Lisa, they could click on Lisa's profile. They wanted to find out about Ray. Their contact information is inside the profile. Okay. You just got to use it. That's right there in your website. It's been there all along. It's been there for a year. guys should be using it right now. It's important to use it. You see white spots, they're not verified. Okay. If there's no picture there, they're not verified. And who knows, they might be sitting on big chunks of coin, you know? So yeah, care enough to kind of reach out to them, because anybody below you is going to help you reach your goal of being a millionaire. Okay. The idea is to get like $90,000 a month of cash flow coming in every month through the website. Okay. Not through the market, through the website. Okay. You're getting paid in USDT. So that's the key right there, is that we, try to salvage as much of the team as we can. But we suspended 75% of the people yesterday. That means only 25% are not suspended. Okay. That's mostly you guys, right? That's how you made it here. And so that means a lot of people, they just have drifted away for one reason or another, and they might be sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars of coin. And so, and that could be a problem, So, and because they'd be mad that they didn't switch over to the new coin, and it won't be a second chances on it. It's going to be a single move that we'll all do together. Okay. So there you go. Now we can open up to Q&A. Lawless has been patient. She's been waiting for the whole meeting for me to reach out to her. She's got her hand up. So go ahead, Lawless. What's on your mind? You can unmute. Swallow, chew. There you go.
So I've been having trouble actually trying to buy crypto.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people have that issue. So what have you been doing so far to purchase crypto?
So I'm really shy right now. um, this is my first time actually purchasing crypto,
Okay.
and
Well, you're ahead of 90% of the
um,
world population, so don't feel bad. You're still an early adopter by scientific standards. So,
yeah, well, my bank, I had to call my bank the night of buying crypto, and so they've got a crypto system, or like just a whole department dedicated to crypto.
right.
And I am in the waiting list to get a call back from that department for through my bank to actually be able to buy crypto.
And this is in New Zealand, or is it in Australia, or is it at
Yes.
New Zealand?
It's Westpac.
Where?
Westpac. It's
Oh,
a bank organization.
okay. But what's the country you're in?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, yeah. Each country's got their own set of laws and regulations when it comes to, buying cryptocurrency. Just that's the first thing you got to be aware of. And then secondly,
Okay.
just be aware that the best way to buy crypto is through an exchange. So like Kraken, very popular. That's like the oldest exchange that's still around. Is a very popular one. You can buy, all these coins there. I'm telling people in
Well,
the US to go to eToro and buy from there,
I've tried to put my card in Google Pay,
Uh-huh.
But after that, after my bank has like declined me from buying crypto, it's also declined me from, I guess, accessing my card to Google Pay as well, because I found on MetaMask that
You could buy
it's
crypto
another
with
way
with
of
Google
paying
Pay.
for crypto. Yes,
It's true.
yes.
So just
But it's not
just get to the
allowing me to
point, because
do
I
that as
don't want
well.
to spend 10 minutes on the topic, because we got to keep things to a limited time, so it's a short recording. But just realize that my team of executives are there for you, and they can help you sort out your options, when it comes to buying crypto. But it does depend on what country you're in.
Well, can I just get their name
Come again?
so I can personally email them or message them myself?
Yeah,
For
I
me
mean,
to
probably the
be able to
best
do
one to
that?
reach out to be like Nancy. Get a hold of our, who is our well club liaison. So you can get a hold of her. Her information is on the Wall of Joy. It's a pinned message at the top and on the Wall of Joy. But any one of our executives,
How
guys,
do you spell her name?
it's just Nancy.
Sorry.
Nancy, you can unmute and say hello.
No, I don't.
You
I
can
don't
say
know.
you can say hello to her real quick. But this is our executive team, and this is all their contact information.
Hello,
I
everyone.
can't properly.
My voice.
Hi, Nancy. Can you just spell your name for me, please, so I can reach out to you on Telegram?
Okay. Sorry about my voice. Nancy.
CY.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me show you on
Okay,
Telegram.
thank you.
What you want to do on Telegram is go to the Wall of Joy, and then we've got these pinned messages up here. Okay. So let me just make this skinny again.
I need to
All right. So you see these pinned messages right at the top here. So you click on that. Nancy's contact information is up in there. Okay. So that's where you can connect with her that way. But any one of our executives also are great, and they'd be a good resource. All right, but I don't want to spend too much more time on that subject. I know it's a challenge, and since we're still considered scientifically the early adopting phase of cryptocurrency, it's just one of the challenges that we have to understand, that this is part of the equation today. Later on, it's going to be normal. Everybody's going to be it's going to be, who knows? It might just replace banking altogether. But right now, it's still early adoption. Maybe
Yeah, for the time
one out
being,
of 10
it's
people.
actually really hard. It's
Yeah.
quite complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna get onto that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you, Lawless. All right. So let's go to we've got Teresa got her hand up. I see some other hands pop up and down, but go ahead, Teresa. You've got your hand up.
I have a question about the new coin that's coming.
Yes.
Will the new coin show up in our will the new coin show up in our wallet, or is it going to be visible only on the website?
It'll be in your wallet too. It's going to be on the blockchain
Okay.
with wallet and all that, but it's going to be tied up for a year. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
there's going to be that, and then yeah. So
Okay.
but it is the same as the old coin in the sense that it's you're going to have power over, basically it's a decentralized pot of money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not holding all the money. Everybody's holding a little piece of it. That's how it works.
No, that's fine. I just wasn't clear on that, so I wanted to ask that question. So yes, thank you.
We're
That's
gonna
all.
use something called a smart contract, which will actually it's a way that protects everyone. So
Right.
it'll be what they call a locked smart contract, because it's going to have a 365-day lock on it. So that's where it's going to sit, and then your wallet will be connected to that. So
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's what I needed.
I'm glad. It's a detail, but it's a good one to share with everyone. Thanks for asking, Teresa.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let's see. We've got Karen Stoyles. How you doing today, Karen? How's Canada today?
Oh, Canada's beautiful up here today. Wish it was like this all year round,
Wow,
but
I'm
it
envious.
won't be.
I'm in the
Anyway,
bunker right now because the weather's bad outside. So
oh, well, it's beautiful here. So we are locked into the smart contract for a year, and
yeah,
that's wonderful. If we purchase additional coin, does that get housed within that smart contract?
no, it's in the wallet. So it comes back to that agreement, right?
Okay.
But here's the beautiful thing is that when you go to buy something that's, $1 million value and you want to buy $100 of it, you know what I'm saying? And later you're a fool and you break your own situation by selling, there'll be consequences if you do that. Even though you bought it, and then you turn around and sell it before we say you can. If you do that, it's not going to probably have that much of an impact on the chart anyway. You know what I'm saying? But if everybody
Hmm.
did it, it would have a huge impact because a whole bunch of people doing $100, it would, right? But so as long as we understand why it's important that we do this collectively, not in a competitive way, but as we kind of work as a group and make this work so that everybody comes out a winner. And the best idea ever is that we never sell our coin. We just accumulate them and then later on we use them as collateral to get, paper money as needed, Yeah. That's the plan, Karen.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, once the coin launches, it's going to be on the market. But day number one, the opening price is going to be 500,000, million, 2 million, 4 million, depending on the coin.
Okay, so and on day number one, whatever I'll say legacy coin we have in our wallet migrates into the new coin, and we have none of the legacy coin left in our wallet. Is that correct?
That's the idea.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. For all the people that come with us, we're going to leave some people behind, obviously, and they'll still have, theirs, So that's that. But yeah. All right. Joe out of the USA, go ahead. You got your hand up. You're muted, buddy. Go ahead and unmute first.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just to be clear, Ace, when Teresa asked about the new coin, will we find it in our wallet?
Well, of
Won't
course, you,
we
you
need
got you got
to
to
take
import
the
it.
address of the new coin
Yeah.
and put it into our wallet ourselves? I mean, it's not automatic,
Technically, that's how it works.
right? So
But
we got to take the address of the coin and put it in as a new coin and then it'll show up in our wallet and then work from there.
yeah, it's just going to be just like the old coin because there's, when you look at the actual, creation itself, okay, of these
Right.
coins, they're going to be more or less the same, okay, because
Okay.
we've already done 4 or 5 coins here already. So
Yeah,
you've
right.
got PFB, PFI, PFS, PFG with the instructions
Exactly.
on how to import the coin, but you need the contract address to do it, right? And so
Right.
that's what you're referring to is that
That's what I'm
technicality.
referring to. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make that crystal clear. It's not going to automatically show up. You're going to have to import the new coin into
Which
your wallet.
which is just a few seconds if you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
done. Yeah.
Yep, very easy.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
that's it. Thank you.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I expected.
All
So
right. So it's the same technology is just gonna have a different value.
yeah, great.
All right. So back to Karen. She put her hand back up.
Okay, so let's say, assuming everything goes smoothly on October 15th, on October 16th, the old pool funding coins are gone. What is going to show up on our dashboard in our account? Will that be the new account, the new coin at that point?
Well, I mean, it already is showing that value there. So you're already looking at the new coin value on your dashboard already,
Yes, yes.
right? Okay.
So we're going to have like a zero balance there.
Yeah, we're basically going to clean the slate and start over. It's going to be a reset. So
Okay.
go to my account. So all these boxes on day number 1, everything is going to be kind of zeroed out, right? It's truly a reset. Everything starts over. Okay. And then it will rebuild based on the new coin. So that's why the people that don't migrate with us, we're just basically washing out anything that they're holding. It'll just be washed away like it never was, you know.
Oh, so the funds sent and the funds received are going to zero out as well?
Everything. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going to be a reset. Yeah. We're getting into the technicalities, which there's nothing wrong with talking about the technicalities,
Yeah.
but I wasn't planning on getting into the technicalities this early. I was going to wait till closer to the time so people.
Well,
But
inquiring's
I,
minds want to
I
know.
won't. I don't mind repeating myself. But yeah, this is really a true reset from old coin to new coin, and to do it the right way to avoid confusion and confusing mixed data. The data is just going to be all about the new coin from that point forward. The data we have here is kind of mostly the old coin with a little, with valuations in the new coin value. You know what I'm saying? So, but we had to do that to stop the bleeding because we were giving away too much coin with the low prices that they were sitting at. So that's why sometimes it's confusing when you look at that. So people say, I look at my wallet and it says here I've only got $1,000, but according to my website, I should be holding on to $100,000 here. Where did the other money go? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the new coin value is what you're seeing in the on our website, but the current old coin value is what you're seeing on the wallet in your hand, on your phone. All right. You're satisfied now, Karen? You're good?
Just one more add-on to that.
One
So
more
the coin that comes into our pool funding dashboard and eventually gets moved over to our wallet will not be covered under the smart contract. The new coin.
It will, because we're going to include everything you got. You got coin in your wallet, you got coin in your holdings, you got collateral being used. We're going to add up all those numbers and that will end up in the smart contract.
But the new coin that's coming in, that's not going to go into the contract after the 15th of October. It will just go to our wallet in 90 days and just keep going over it.
No.
But it's not covered under the contract.
No, it's going into the contract.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank
So
you.
let me make it clear. Let me share my screen again. Okay. You see my screen now, right?
Yes.
All right. So this is what's being held right here. This is supposedly already sitting in my wallet, right? Distributed. That should already be in my wallet, correct?
Right. Right.
Okay. Over here is what I'm expecting to get sent to my wallet, but on the basis of like 90 days or whatever holding time, right? Well, this is the value based on the new coin value of having 1.56 of a PFS coin in the holding tank here on the website. Okay. We're going to take this 1.56 and we're going to add it to whatever you're holding in your wallet. Let's just say in my case here, PFS. I got 0.46. So I got 0.46 here. Okay. And it says here I should have 0.45, right? So actually I've gotten a little bit more, right? So see here I got 0.45, but technically what you see in my wallet is I got 0.46. So we take the 0.46, we add that to the 1.56, and then we add that to whatever collateral I might be using, perhaps, and that becomes a number. And then I've got plenty of coin. Just remember I'm the one that is in charge of the stockpile of all the coin. Okay. So we have plenty of coin to make sure that the smart contract is loaded with all of your coin. So you're going to send us to the smart contract what's sitting in your wallet. And when you do that, we're going to add to it what's sitting in collateral and what's sitting in the holding. That's going to be done, right? So that's how we'll create the smart contract. So you'll click, and create your smart contract. It's going to add the pieces together. Does that make sense, Karen?
Okay. Yes, I understand that. Perhaps I didn't explain myself clearly enough. What I'm asking about is the new coin that goes into our wallet after the 16th of October. When it starts to roll to our wallet, will it be covered under the smart contract?
No.
Okay.
That's going to be different because that would be considered holding at that point. Like day 1 of holding, day 2 of holding, day 3 of holding. Question is, are we only going to do it for 90 days, or should we should we take the safe route and just extend it for a whole year and just say we're going to do a 1-year vetting, and then after that it'll be 90 days, So that's something I'll discuss with the Wells,
Okay.
But there's going to be a holding period,
All right. Thank you.
But yeah, so the holding part will still function. The only question is the time, what we're going to do on the time on that. All right, Teresa, you got your hand back up. Go ahead.
Yes, I have one more quick question
No
on
problem.
the $100 PML purchase that we're to make to finish out our qualification.
Yeah.
When we make that purchase, do we notify one of the executives, or how does that work? So that they
No.
know, so that the little check will happen?
Yeah. No, the beautiful thing is that's automated. So let me show. There's only one way to do it. Okay. So you got to do it
Okay.
you got to do it the right way. Okay. So
Sounds good.
I can't demonstrate the right way, on this call because I've already done it and I can't do it again. But what you do is you come into where it says buy now. So you come to this poster and you click on buy
Oh, okay.
now. Okay. And you saw it there flash for a second, but it went away. But there you basically you basically go, you basically purchase through that little grid that was there. If I flash it up again real quick, see it flashing?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Okay,
So
that's what I wasn't quite sure where to carry out that transaction. So,
and then it will give you a link to your hash, and in the hash it'll show you that you purchased 100, but you end up with getting 200 of PML as a result of a $100 purchase. We're only asking you to do it one time. That's why that little grid went away, because now you can't do it again. So
okay,
yeah,
that is all I needed. Thank you.
you're welcome. We're glad that you're interested in doing that, and that'll automatically get you the check mark when we start putting check marks on the 15th. We're not going to do any check marks until the 15th, and that gives people
Okay.
time to save up $100 if they need to save. Some people need to save, to get there.
Okay, so I have a crazy question
And the
now.
only reason that you'd want to do that is because you want to continue getting paid training. It doesn't affect anything else. So you could opt not to do that, and you can still be active, and you can still get you can still do the transition. You can still do the, movement from the old coin to the new coin. You can do all of that still, even if you don't do that. The only thing you're missing out on is up to $50 of paid training every training. That's what you're missing out on. So that's what that
Right.
condition is for.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
How do you like paid training? You think it's a good idea?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's smart because people actually come to the meetings and are engaged while they're here, and the incentive is you get paid for being here. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
All right. I'm glad you think so. Appreciate it, Teresa. For
Uh-huh.
me, it's an act of mercy. It's just a way to make sure I get, in front of more people to tell them how it really is working here before we make this big, huge transition. So we had an average of 30 or 40 people showing up for, our first 2 years, more or less, and that would be it. It wasn't really growing much more than that. But as soon as we did paid training, it jumped right to 300 people, just like that. In fact, if the capacity was 500, I bet you we could get 500 people in here right now, so. Yeah, so it definitely is working, and it's a way to make sure that we do a smooth transition over to the new coin. And Lawless, you got your hand back up. So the ladies are in control today. All right, go ahead, Lawless.
Okay, so I just want to clarify what Karen was saying.
Sure.
Can you say that again?
Which part? She has like 4 questions.
Just the ending part.
Which one?
Yeah, it was literally just the ending part.
Thank God it's
I
recorded.
felt fun.
I mean, I did record it. That's true. But bottom line is, there's
My question
is
is
about the technicalities of
my question is
Yeah.
that is our money from the trainings that we've accumulated going to be transferred to the up and coming new coin?
Correct. It will be.
Or is it not?
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now you can use it for the PML website, right? That's the alternative. And then there, you'll have the opportunity, because we're getting close to the point of being strong enough. We can just keep the opportunity to sell PML open all the time. When we reach a certain degree of price stability, then we can keep selling open all the time on PML. We're not there yet, but that we're much closer than I thought we would be at this point.
I think I'm talking about PFG.
But with PFG, unless you use it as collateral, right, to get into the PML coin, right? Unless you do that, it's sitting in your wallet, and we don't want you to sell it. So it's going to be in your wallet, and it'll go with you. All of it's going to go with into the smart contract.
Yeah.
So we're looking for an all or nothing here. Okay.
I was more or less talking about the PFG from the old coin getting transferred to the new coin. Yeah.
One more time.
The PFG getting transferred from the old coin and transferred to the new coin.
Yeah, each of you will make that choice. If you see the value in getting a $4 million coin that's currently a $600,000 coin, okay, you see the value of that, you'll want to move your coin over to it. And again, we cash flow through our website by getting referrals. That's how you cash flow.
Yeah, but so what I heard was all of our funds are going to be wiped out, and what I didn't hear was if it was going to be transferred into the new coin or if it was not. And so that is my question.
Yeah, okay, so all of your coins is going to be transferred, so it's not technically wiped out. Wiped out would mean like poof, it doesn't exist anymore. It's just it's just taking a different form. Okay. I could change the color of my shirt to black. So I went from a yellow shirt to a black shirt. I just changed form. Okay. I'm still wearing a shirt. Okay. So the idea is
that's my question. That was my question.
You still have valuable coin no matter what. Sorry. You just have more valuable coin, but you will not have the power over it. The one thing that's getting wiped out is your power over it for about a year. Right now, it's in your wallet and you got power. You could come hurt us if you want to by selling. You got power. We're telling you it would hurt. So I don't know why you'd want to hurt us. I doubt you want to hurt us. So therefore, it makes sense for you to join us and come over and move it into the thing and let it sit there for a year at the higher value.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was thinking that it just gets wiped out, like there's nothing left. But
no, that's not true. What happens is it's just
I haven't heard that. It's changing only form. Because I didn't hear the ending of your answer to her question. And so I just needed to hear it for myself because I didn't hear it before.
Is that comforting? Is the answer comforting?
That was it.
Yeah. Do you find the answer comforting? No, it's just changing form. You're not getting wiped out, But there are people that are going to stay inactive, and the coins of the people that are inactive in the holding tank that's not in their wallet yet, those get wiped out.
Yeah.
So inactive members will have coins in their wallet being wiped because they didn't join us in the transition.
I feel sorry for them, and
we're gonna leave them behind.
Mute myself now.
And the other thing is, if you're a seller, that's no different, or it's actually worse. But we're going to leave you behind. We're not going to take we're not going to take you along the way if you're going to be a seller. So right now, it's a bad time to sell because it's going to look like you really want to test us 2 weeks away from. You really want to test us now, you know? You really want to show us your level of stupidity now when right? So we're going to be looking at these people that will sell in the next 2 weeks, and we're going to have our claws out. Okay. By the way, most of my executive team are females, and they got sharp claws. Okay, so they got sharp claws. They're going to have the claws out, and anybody that
I've only got sisters.
wants to
I know what you
repent,
mean.
they're going to get scratched in the process. Because you're not going to come out of this idea thing like you can have it both ways. You can sell, hurt us, and then come back and get forgiveness without having a scar. Okay, there's going to be some scar tissue for sure, 100%. In fact, I'm going to insist on it. I want it. I want the sting. I love it. I love it when we make them cry.
That's not very nice.
If you sell and then you come back asking for
Very
repentance and you're not crying, we can choose not to forgive you. How about that one? Well, you're not crying yet, so we're not going to forgive you. You don't seem to really care. So no, we don't want you to come along. We're too close to this and going, we want people we can trust. Obviously, we can't trust you. And if that doesn't get them to cry, yeah, you're just playing us.
That's not me though.
Yeah. See, I know it's not you.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to make it very clear how serious this is.
Yeah.
We're not playing right now. Okay.
I'm very serious too.
We're talking about millions of dollars. We take that number serious. Okay. Like, really serious, dead serious. That's where I'm at. Okay. So, yeah. So trust me, there's a two-edged sword in operation here. One is protecting those that we care about, and the other is destroying, decimating, gutting out those that would bring harm to what we're doing. Okay, we want to cause as much serious damage on those people as we possibly can get away with, legally, lawfully, and godly. But if we can hurt their feelings really bad, we're going to do it. Okay, we're going to do it because what they did was wrong. So they deserve to have their feelings hurt, right? To me, a small price.
I'm cool with making the money and stuff, but I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. And
I'm a lover too, but there's a protective side to what we're doing here. So we're not jellyfish here. We have a backbone, and I think the people, the whales that have invested into pool funding so far, they want to have a backbone. They want this to have some strength behind it, not be all wishy washy. So that's why lawless.
I want a backbone. Yes.
Well, I'm just saying
I want
love is actually one of those things that's misunderstood when it comes to holding people accountable.
No, but that's why I need a man, right? That's why I need a man. But I'm not going to talk
You
about
said
that
it, not
on
me.
this conversation.
All right.
So
All right.
let's carry on.
All right. Moving on. We got a couple of men that got their hands up, starting with I think Jay, you had your hand up first, and then Scott came in after. Go ahead, Jay, you're up. What's going on, Jay?
All right. Hey, good man. Good to see you. I noticed when you were looking at the examples, you were looking at PFB holdings and distributed PFB, like as an example.
As an example, yeah.
Right. So when you mentioned that it could be worth 10 times more or whatever, what area are we looking at? Just the price that we see on that site you show, or what's the 10 times multiplied by?
Well, you have to understand that there's moving parts here. Okay, this is like gears like this, and they're actually moving. Okay, so you're not dealing with a coin that's going to have a value, Jay, of $500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 4 million. Those are the starting prices. Okay, that's the starting price. But these coins, they're not going to have any holders. They're going to have smart contracts below them, but no holders, right? No one to sell. So naturally, the price is going to go to this next price target. In the case of PFI, it's going to go from $500,000 to 750,000. Okay. That's the price target that it's going to move to. And then after it hits that price target, it's going to go to 1 million, and so on and so on. In the case of PFB, it's going to move from the price target of 1 million up to the price target of 2 million. You can see we're in the process of doing that right now with the PML coin. It's going from 1 to 2 million right now as we're creating price stability. So that's what I mean. It's moving. So by the time you collect these coins into your wallet, spendable, sellable, powerful, a year later, they're not going to be 500,000, million, 2 million, 4 million. They could be, 3 million, 8 million, 15 million, and 25 million. You know what I'm saying? It could be much
Right.
higher. They will
And
be.
so basically you're telling us that we just need to hold on for a year, be
Yeah.
good stewards, right?
Yeah.
And then hopefully in about a year it should multiply by a pretty good amount.
Yep.
At which time we'll be able to withdraw some amount, I would
No,
imagine.
stop right there. Right there is where I want to interject. In addition
Right.
to everything you said before, you said withdrawal. In addition to that, we also want to get a relationship with some of these platforms like Aave. And that instead of withdrawing, you can then borrow against it.
Okay.
We don't want to
Okay.
insert the idea of withdrawal because that's the same thing as selling, right? Because that people
Right.
think
You're
withdrawal
right.
is selling.
You're right.
And
Yeah, you're
why
right.
why sell when you can borrow against it? Just saying.
Right, because you've
That's
said many times, yeah.
That's our deal. That's what we're preaching. That's our number one gospel. Okay.
So
That's the good news that we're talking about here. Okay.
got you. So we just want to keep the asset and borrow against it.
That's it. So we never want to sell these coins. We never want to
Okay.
withdraw. We never want to cash out. All of that is counterproductive to the long-term desire for cash flow. We use our website to create cash flow, and it's unlimited. And in order for that to be successful, it's much easier when we're leveraging something that's an appreciating equity, not something that's just wonky and all over the place and the price is wishy-washy and no one seems to care what the price is. Because trust me, there'll be people that will say, I can't honestly, do this and collect money from people that, my friends and family on something that's depreciating like what I see here. That's the complaint you hear. That's why we
Right.
have to have a discipline, a community discipline and commitment to the principle that we don't sell, because then we get to have everything that way. Instead of taking a chance, we get to have everything. Later on, this is something that we were able to manage to extract from. We can extract out of the equity, but not by selling it, but by borrowing against it. Okay. And on the other hand, we've got the consistent cash flow coming through the website that's unlimited.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm happy with the loans, PML loans. I can see that building up.
Yeah, yeah, and you can see that we're getting stronger price stability. That chart's a beautiful looking chart. So it won't be
Right.
long before, we turn the thing on and leave it on where people can sell,
Right.
because
So
that's the whole point of that coin, is people being able to
right.
sell.
So world, let's say a year passes, and the prices are really looking good.
Yeah.
And at that time, if we need some funds, we can just borrow against it. That's the idea.
That's the idea, because a year from now, I've got a year to go, partner up with these other platforms where you can
Right.
borrow against it. That's
All right.
gonna be my job.
Sounds good.
That's the
Thanks.
plan. But
All
I
right.
can't go to these potential partners and say, hey, take a look at our shitty charts and tell us if you want to be partners or not. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But if I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go to them and say, look at our beautiful chart, do you want to partner up with us? We're powerful, right? If we go there with
Well, how
strength
do
and
we,
power, they want to be our partner,
right. Well, then how do we ensure that we keep these knuckleheads away that are doing this short selling? How do we guard
That's
against that?
that's what we're doing. We're doing all the measurements now, and I don't want to repeat the list. It's a list of things that we're doing, Jay. We're doing it.
Okay.
It's
All
just
right. Thanks.
every time we take a picture, we're doing it. So
Oh, all
don't worry,
right.
don't worry about the knuckleheads. We're about to flush them down, the proverbial, you know what? You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks from now, they're gone. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. So let's see here. Scott from Thailand. How are you doing, buddy?
Hello, yeah, okay, Ace, and you?
Staying dry that I'm in the bunker.
So, yeah, what I wanted to ask was the people that are currently unverified, so they've got no picture in the genealogy and that,
Yeah,
what
right.
is the exact criteria they need to come up with to not be washed out when the new coin comes out on the 15th?
They need to contact a member of the executive team and then have a face-to-face interview, and they need to pass that interview, right? And then they'll review anything. If there's any cases that they've had where they've sold off coin or anything like that, they'll bring that up and say, we're not playing. So, if you think that's what we're going to do with the new coin, you're wrong.
Do they have to be active in any of the pools as well, or?
They do. They got to be active in at least in one of them. The lowest one is the $1. But if you're not active, we're leaving you behind.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this whole idea of just dragging people along, I look at them as something to throw out. If you want to use the term garbage, fine. We're going to throw the garbage out. I know we're talking about people and I care about people and blah, 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 blah. But guess what? The same people, they're not really for us, right? They're not showing up in a way that's for us. So we're putting a line in the sand and making it very clear. You're with us or you're not. If you're with us, we're here to make you rich. If you're not, we're going to throw you out with the rest of the garbage. And that way people don't have to guess where they stand. They're on this side of the line or that side. There's no wishy-washy stuff. What do you think, Scott? Isn't that a better way? Make it clear?
Yeah. So also then if they do get washed out, as it were, does that mean that their whole website is gone? And if they decided to want to join in the future, they'd basically be a new member, or?
Yeah, you're getting into the weeds on that question. I'm not prepared to answer that question. So let's just say we'll still have their information in our database. And what we choose to do with that information is up to many questions still unresolved in my own head, be honest with you. So
okay.
I just yeah. If I go off the way I feel, I just want to get rid of all their data. But on the other hand, I'm saying if they never sold and all they did was they just went inactive, so you can see how my mind works, that my emotional side of me wants to just say, why aren't you supporting us? Especially now. That's the emotional side of me. And the other side of me is like, well, people have lives, they got their own stuff they got to deal with. And my logical mind kicks in is like, these people, pool funding is not the center of their life. It's just one of the things that's part of their life. And maybe it's not a big part for them. There's nothing wrong with that. So you see how the battle goes on internally for me there, because the emotions are running high right now for me,
I just think that obviously there's some out there that perhaps want to be in pool funding, but they just at the moment don't have the funds to even do the $1 a day.
Yeah.
And
there's that.
Yeah.
But at the same token, do we want them to be a part of our launch of the new coin? So hell no.
No,
We're not gonna take a bunch of weak people and launch a coin. We're gonna go in this thing with strength. Okay, we're coming from a stance of strength, and we're gonna hammer in, and we're gonna be serious, and we're not gonna take unnecessary risks. No way. So I think that's pretty clear, Scott. But yeah, you asked a couple of questions I can't really define yet because my state of mind may change between here and the point of where I'm allowed to change my mind. So, there's that. All right. So let's go to Karen again. She's got her hand up. We're gonna end the meeting soon. So guys.
Yeah, change of pace here, Ace. This question was actually in the chat. It's from Frank. And
Okay.
he says, "Hi, Ace. Can you please explain how and when the 60-day rebates will be distributed?"
Yeah, they should have been distributed already. I sent a message to the programmer saying I thought they're supposed to get the first rebates already by now because I'm at the top of that list and I haven't got my rebate yet. So again, it's on the shoulders of our programmer. And right after this call, I'll be calling the programmer and saying, "What's up, dude? Okay, you told me this was working. It doesn't appear to be. But hey, like every other thing, he's like, oh, I'm sorry," and he gets it fixed, and we move on our merrily way. So there you go, Frank. There's your answer. All right. Yeah, I want those rebates now. Yeah, they should have been done a day or two ago. All right. And I think that's everything, guys. We don't want this meeting to be way too long. No one's going to watch it if it's way too long. And I do appreciate the interactive with all of you. I hope you guys see how serious I am. Any question about how serious this guy is? Any question at all? Let me zoom in on you a little bit here. I really want to make
Honestly,
this
you're not
clear.
that. No, you're good. I
I'm
don't
pretty
think you're that
serious.
serious.
What's that? What's that?
I'm joking with you. I
Oh,
said I
okay.
don't think you're serious.
You don't think I'm serious? You
Oh, I
know,
know you. Oh, I know you are.
yeah. I mean, are you feeling my emotions? Are my emotions pouring through the meeting here? You sensing it?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not just a stoic, don't care about nothing, holding my zen, and could care less about the rest of the world kind of guy. I'm in it. I'm a fighter, I'm a lover. I'm all of it. Okay. So
It's your heart, Ace. It's your heart is
yeah,
shining through. Always
yeah.
does.
But I am serious. We are not going to do this transition in any way, shape, or form that's, putting unnecessary risk on it. Okay. We're not going to
Yeah.
do it. Okay. Not going to do it. Hey, I can't eliminate all risk. Every time you take a breath in, you're taking a risk. I can't change that. Okay. That's just life. But what I can do you is anything within my field of, that I can actually, put my hands on, either virtually through the internet or physically in person. I will, and I will do whatever is necessary, whatever it takes, and that's the kind of guy that I am. And I want this to be as smooth of a transition as possible. It is a serious thing. There's no joke about anything we're doing. Some people might think the price of our coins is a complete joke, a $500,000 coin, $1 million coin. They might think that's a joke. I'm not joking. I want something that's going to be here for the next 100 years. The guy that issues it takes 10 coins to equal a penny. The chance of that coin surviving 90 days is pretty high that it's not going to survive. That it'll just get all bought up by a bunch of losers, pumping, dumping, and then it won't have any use after 90 days. That's that whole thing is wrong. Getting the price super high and making people recognize the value that it's there, and having something that solves real world problems like cash flow. That's what we're all about, by the way, a cash flow machine. Okay, then people can see that this is something that makes a lot of sense and it's worth putting time and effort and a little bit of money into. Okay, but it is a serious deal.
The power of belief and trust can't be understated.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that too. You know, I mean, I think if I haven't earned your trust by now,
Yep.
what can I say?
You've already
What can I
proven
say?
it.
I mean, if maybe people just don't pay attention, or maybe they think I'm weird. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't all see the world the same way. But yeah, everything I do is to establish trust. That's the first thing I'm looking for. When I start talking to someone, the first thing that's on my mind is how do we build trust between us? And it's a two-way
Yep.
street.
Yep.
And then belief. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have belief, you don't have a reason to get out of bed. And there's a lot
Yep.
of people that live this world that way, and they're like zombies. They're like walking dead. You know, some people like to use the term NPCs, non-player characters. There's a lot of people that just, they just got a routine going, and they're dead inside. You know, and they don't have any belief about anything. and they're just, they're just following a certain routine or whatever, and without any belief in anything. And I don't understand those people, to be honest with you. To me, they're just like cartoon characters. You know what I'm saying? So they're two-dimensional. All right. But yeah, but if you want to get real, you want to take a bad situation, because this world financially is in a bad situation now. You want to take a bad situation and come out a big winner. Okay, team up with me. Okay, if I haven't built if you don't trust me, I don't know what to say, but I think I've earned your trust, and you can believe in what I'm doing. And if you believe in yourself and you believe in me, we can work together. We can actually, take you out of a situation that the world's put you in. I didn't put you there. The world put you there. And I can get you out of that situation and into a much better situation where you actually are come out ahead, not behind. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the world's falling apart. The institutions are going bye-bye. Things are changing fast. And just to show how desperate they're getting, I played a video on the Telegram, where there was an announcement made by the UN that they want to just start implementing this global ID system, and they want to do that, and they've done what they call a silent pact. So go look for that on the Wall of Joy. Short little video about that, or just Google, global digital ID. They're so desperate right now to keep everything under control that they want to get this unnecessary, global ID moving along. And you can see the British they're not going for it. The prime minister of the UK gets up there and says, "You will have this digital ID, or you will not have the right to work in the UK." He said it. See how desperate they're getting? Do you think that government's going to remain the same if they're taking that kind of a stance? Okay, I don't think so. I think we're going to see the fall of many governments. I think it's going to happen very, very soon, because they're showing how scared they are. They're showing how they're losing control, and they're grasping. The people are not going to go for a global digital ID, especially one that's biometric, like what they're talking about, because that's just way too much control given to people that we don't even know who they are. They're not even people that we elect. These are unelected people having access to things they shouldn't have access to. Your bank account,
Yeah.
your healthcare system, all that. Why would you give some random people access to those important things in your life? So no, digital ID makes no sense. No sense at all. And that's just goes to show you that the world's falling apart. We've got a plan to work within the situation of what's available in the world, but we're going to use what's there to make things better for those that come choose to be a part of what we're doing. Choose not to be a part of what we're doing, hear about us, and then not join us. Well, I hope the best for you. It's looking pretty bad, honestly. A lot of people won't have a job after AI and robots take over in the next 3 or 4 years. So I see what's happening before it happens, and I built pool funding as a place to run to when the things get kind of crazy, and they're kind of there now. So
Hey, Ace,
thanks for your belief and trust in me, Lindsay. I appreciate you, and all of you guys over there in Australia. Thank you.
yeah, actually, I just want to add something else. Education as well. So it's not just the belief and trust, but efficacy is actually the ability, of something to be able to produce a desired effect, right, or an intended result. And so, yeah, belief and trust are great, but you're actually providing the education as well. And so all we have to do is show up, and learn.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, there's so much here in every meeting. So how
Or even on
about
the recordings, we can't make the calls. Yeah, the recordings are all there. So,
it is? So we're going
um,
to end this recording now. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's see here. Let me take it off go back to the gallery view. There we go. All right, but how about we end this call today with something like, let's see here. Uh,
Oh, shit, my gosh. Oopsie, sorry.
you okay. So something about being serious, and something about the suspensions are a wake-up call. How about that? This is your wake up call. How about that?
This is your wake up call.
All right, everybody,
You wake up.
This is
Is your wake up
This is your wake up call.
Wake up, sleepyheads.
It's your wake up call. Wake